Peter. Hey everyone, good evening from Atlanta. Good morning, good high noon, good afternoon, wherever you are in this part of the world. My name is Josephine Arjo Carino Turner, based here in Atlanta, but I'm originally from General Santos City, South Cotabato, in that region in Mindanao, Philippines. And it's an honor for me to have this ACT International Consulting Leadership Speaker Series for the month of December. A very good friend of mine that I've met in 2019 for some common advocacies and that is we are very passionate about, and we're gonna talk more about that later. And his name is Frank Weber. I'm gonna introduce him more later on, but I think Frank, you've got something that you wanted to share to kick us off with a game or however you wanted it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to be speaking with you. I enjoy every time that we can get together and discuss some ideas. As you mentioned, we have a lot of shared interest, indigenous people's rights, the environment, the planet, a lot of cool things that we like to work on. So thank you for having me. And yeah, the game is an exercise that we are going to do,
Mhm.
and my idea is that we are going to do here live, but people that are listening to this, they
Mhm.
can do it at home because we are towards the end of the year, and we are thinking about New Year's resolution. We're thinking about goals, and we're thinking about also different things of how we're gonna do the next year better, right?
Yes, yes.
So in that spirit, we're gonna do this exercise that is called service mapping. Okay,
Service
and it's
mapping.
very easy to do. All you need is a pencil, a paper, and a dice. And I see that you got everything. Perfect. So first step you're gonna do is on your piece of paper. You can kind of turn it to the side like this, and you're gonna
Mhm.
make a column right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yep. And then on your left column, you're gonna write down the numbers 1, 2, all the way to 12.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So now, perfect. Now we take a little breather. We're gonna concentrate, and we're gonna think about the things that bring us joy. All the
Okay.
good things that we have passion for, things that make us happy, and you're gonna go down the list and you're gonna write them down. So, for example,
Suppose.
number one, I'm gonna write walking. I like walking.
Mhm.
Number two, I'm gonna write being in nature, and you just complete the list
Um,
all the way to 12. And let me know when you're finished. I'm just gonna continue talking meanwhile.
mhm.
And the idea is for us to really think about what are the strengths that we have. What are the things that when we do, we're fuel? What are the things that make us, at the end of the day, whoa, it was an awesome day because I got to do this or that, right? So we're just thinking about those things that bring us joy and happiness and energy. And
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be something you do every day. Maybe you do once a year, or maybe twice a year, but you want to make it as a verb, right? Something that you do.
Yeah. I'm down to six now.
Yeah, no rush. And sometimes they come really easy. Sometimes you got to think about it. It's all good. There's no mistakes. There's no wrong things to say. It's just say things that you care about.
Yeah.
And everybody that is listening to this, they can follow along. This is a really cool exercise that I created based on the Japanese philosophy of ikigai, of finding your life's
Ooh.
purpose. All right. So, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna write. 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 I'm
Okay, I'm done.
You done? All right, perfect. Awesome. So now you're gonna go and you're gonna pair the words up. So I don't know if you can see here, but number one and number two, I'm gonna go like that, and then I'm gonna go two, three and four, and so forth, right?
Okay, kind of
And
like zigzag it.
yeah, kind of seems like what you want to do is you want to make sure that two words are together. And
Okay.
my first word is walking. My second word is being in nature. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine those two words, those two things into one thing. So for me, when I think of walking and being in nature, I think of hiking, right? So I'm
Oh,
gonna go ahead and I'm gonna write hiking on my second column right here.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
So you have 12 words. When you do all of them, you should end up with
Six,
six.
six
Yeah,
only.
six only.
Well, oh, that is tough. Well, my first two words, dancing and walking.
Yep, dancing and walking. So to
First word
me,
is dancing, then walking,
yeah, it's exercise, right?
exercise,
Right. But that's my answer. I don't want to take it for you. So
physical, physical. That
physical
is
activity. Yeah.
physical activity. That is more the generic. So I'm doing, yeah, physical activity.
Yep.
And then my third and fourth, going to church and quality time with family.
Yeah.
So this is family, right?
Yeah. Me family.
Family. Ah, the five and six is swimming and photography. What's the
Going to
I
a park maybe.
I love to take, of course, swimming, and of course, I love to take photos.
Yeah.
Photos of nature, animals, human life. You know, what's this like? Swimming and photography. How could you? What's the commonality of them both? Really, hobby. Well, almost all of them like hobby,
Yeah.
interest.
And you try to put into a verb if possible.
Mm,
Something that you do. To me, swimming and photography is like visiting a natural park, right? It's almost like going on a vacation because you're going to be in the water, you're going to be taking photos.
active lifestyle.
Yeah, active lifestyle. Yeah.
Active lifestyle. Well, the third one is shopping and nature trip. They're not how I put them together. They're shopping. This could be the photography should be like nature trip, and the swimming could just be going shopping. Well, shopping and nature trip. That is a different combination. Something really like, well, these are both like walking and or still
Yeah.
physical activity. Both will still physical activity. Watching movies, exercise. Watching movies is more leisure and pleasure. Exercise,
Yeah.
that is active lifestyle. Then my 11th and 12th is volunteering and partying.
Yeah. Volunteering and part. Now that's a tough one. Volunteering and partying.
Party, they're kind of
Party.
like, you know, um, yeah, partying is more like organization, just the fun parts. The volunteering is really more like the work, working for others, serving others. So this is like serving others. Partying is mostly like serving your fun for yourself.
Partying can be serving others because if you have a big family and they come over and then you have
It
to
is your
there's a
party.
lot of you have to cook, you
Throw
gotta
party,
clean. Yeah.
throw party. So
Yeah.
I have physical activity. I have family. I have very active lifestyle, and I do leisure activities, and I love serving others, and being with nature and photography.
Awesome. So you got your six words.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So we're gonna do another one, right? So the same thing, another page.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna make a column right in the middle,
Uh-huh.
and then you're gonna write 1 to 12, very similar to the first one. The first
Okay.
part, we were thinking about the thing that bring us joy, the thing that brings us happiness. Now is the opposite, thing that stresses us out, right? Yeah.
Oh.
And you don't have to share those words if you don't want to. This is it's up to you. Just you can write them down if you want. But think about things that stresses you out, things that keep you up at night, things that are going on in the world, and you can just kind of write those down.
that this is kind of like time. It would need some time, really. Oh.
And just let it flow. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just let it flow.
Okay.
And like I said, you don't have to share this. This is just your private thing. You're just kind of writing it down.
Okay. I surely a lot. Like, okay. A lot, really. If you can think of. Uh,
And the idea with this game is exercise is just to have whatever pops up in your mind.
mm,
There's no perfect answer. You don't have to
yeah,
read whatever
I'm done.
flows that you know you're done. All right. So now now comes the hard part. I gotta make, and we're gonna make 6 new words out of that.
6 new words. Oh my goodness. Six out new
Yeah,
words. It's like
yeah. So
uh
for mine, I worry about that, and then I was also think about quality of food, and I put those two together, and I thought about food security, right? That to me, it's something that came up, but it can be anything.
okay. Well, for me, family, work,
Yep.
school work,
Family, work,
work,
health.
school work,
Those are always the big ones.
world politics, how we are,
Yep.
that is like um health or concerns, like
Yep.
health, health concerns. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think bills,
Gotta pay those
the
bills
constant ones. So I got family, work, schoolwork, world politics, health concerns, and bills.
and bills. Yeah. I remember when I first moved to this country, they kept talking about bills, and I thought it was talking about a person, and everybody was worried about this bill guy. And everybody's like, "Wow, what is this bill guy doing?" Because he gets everybody worried. Then I realized what it meant. It meant the payments that you have to do every month, and as something that I think a lot of people from, that come here to the United States, they think land of the free and it's great and all, but they don't know about bills, 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 bills. They line up.
Uh-huh.
All right, so now we're gonna take another breather.
Hmm.
All right, and we're gonna roll the dice. Okay,
Okay.
and you're gonna roll the dice twice.
Okay.
Okay, so roll the number one. Roll it. See what you got.
Uh-huh. Two,
Two. Okay. Now roll it again.
five.
Five. Okay, two and five. Perfect. So go on your word for joy for two. What you had?
For two, walking.
Walking. Okay, perfect. And then five for on your other list.
On the problem side,
Yep.
family.
Family. Okay. So now you have to think about these words and think about how walking can be a solution or a help to your family.
Uh, well, when there's like just like family problems or anything and stuff, that's like stress. So my stress reliever is walking, and I walk sometimes barefooted, especially in the front yard. When I'm comfortable with the environment, uh, or on in the park, I walk barefooted,
Yeah.
and then it is more healthy for me because I'm used to barefoot walking, growing up in the farm, and here everything is just so much like comfort. So we have a front yard. Sometimes I just do barefoot walking. Yep.
That is beautiful. And that is really cool. And let me ask you
Grounding.
something. Do you is this something that you do by yourself or do you try to bring other people in?
Mostly just by myself, but
Mhm.
in the park, when I see other people that's like also doing the same, mostly Asian Americans. Yes, mostly Asian Americans, especially Asian American Indians. I'm also like seeing them in the park, and they just like love taking off the shoes and just barefoot. I think that is like part of the culture, but most Americans is like, why are you? It's like
Yeah.
they're looking at just like, why are you? If you are not really like understanding the benefits of kind of like walking barefooted and grounding and those kinds of concepts, you might not really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. All
So.
right. So this is your result. You have to bring in people to be
Mm.
grounded by walking. You have to invite them in because that's something that you have a power that you're able to go in and when you're stressed out to ground yourself, right? But now how you share that with the world, how you share that with your
Oh.
family, and this is
Oh,
2026. This is
I
where you're gonna bring
did.
in.
I did.
Yeah.
I was bullied online when I posted a photo of me that I was barefooted. There was this guy, and then he attacked me. He's like, "You are already in the USA. Why are you getting barefooted?" So I don't know if you've read it, but it was on Facebook. And because of that posting, and I advocated for it, and I said it's just part of us growing up. When I'm barefooted, I remember my roots. I remember how I grew up. I remember my family, and there should be nothing wrong with that. But this guy's argument is that because I am already here in the USA, but because I live in a very nice neighborhood, that it is not kind of like proper for me to be walking barefooted. And how we transform that kind of negative experience and kind of like online bullying into a positive one. I partnered with Limpayen Sibug Las, our cohort in the Climate Reality Project. And she made it even national. And they had a TikTok challenge for barefoot.
There you go. That's
Yes.
awesome.
So we did it. It's not just a story. Like it was really like down.
Yeah.
They did it in the national level, and they did a TikTok on barefooting, and it engages indigenous peoples from all over the Philippines. And it was inspired by that experience. And I created a photo album of barefooted. So I was able to use social media powerfully and use that story and inspire a nation to take action. That barefooting is pretty much part of our culture as indigenous peoples. So
That
I've
is
done that
beautiful.
already.
That is beautiful. But if you have done already, that means that this is gonna take you to the next level.
Next
It's
level.
something 2026 you gotta keep at it because this shows you that it is a powerful part of your story and then what you bring to this world. So thank you so much for participating on the game. It
Uh-huh.
was really enjoy, and this is something that this conversation would not have come to this point if we didn't have take this exercise. So I people,
Yeah.
yeah. So I hope that people that are doing this at home, they can also participate and have avenues open for them that they're not thinking about, and things that they can do in 2026.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. So now let's gonna kick off with our sharing. Let me see. You're able to see my full screen, right? You're able
Yep.
to see this, Frank?
Yep. I can see it. Yep.
So well, I just really like started for the purpose of I started this in 2025 because my schedule with respect to full-time work, schoolwork, family life, and everything has been very, very tough that I still wanted to give back through my consulting. And the purpose for this ACT, by the way, is Action, Courage, and Teamwork, which is also my acronym for Arjo Carino Turner. So, but I called it Act International Consulting LLC because one of my friends who is a German ethnomusicologist, we do partnership with helping raise awareness about the traditional musical instrument, and he's always calling me as Miss Act ACT. So I was inspired, like, yeah, I'm Arjo Carino Turner, and I was like, I take action, I have the courage, and I usually engage in teamwork. So I named my consulting like that. And this leadership speaker series is inspired as well with my leadership courses from Harvard Kennedy School. And now that I am still pursuing, and it is more just like you have a voice. I wanted to also document, simply document, share our voices, share our stories, document it, archive it, and share it publicly. Whoever might be able to access this information in the future, if they will be inspired to also take action, then they can also do something. So it aims to inspire action. We share best practices, equip audiences online, offline, with practical insights to foster collaboration and, of course, create meaningful impact. And definitely, Frank, we have the testament of getting that, having that. So this is my objectives: inspire action, highlight best practices, and foster collaboration, empowering communities, and of course, celebrating leadership. So I wanted to celebrate your leadership. And without much, I know I've shared to you, like, very, very, very briefly, but you are a storyteller. You are now based in Florida, but where were you originally from?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you again for having me. This is wonderful to be in here. I'm originally from Paraguay in the border with Brazil. This
Mm.
is a very rural area that I grew up with. I remember when I was little, we didn't have no roads, and we can only go to different places by airplane. And later on, the roads came in, so very remote. And I grew up there on a farm, being around rivers and waterfalls. And my family had one of the first environmental nonprofits in the whole country.
Wow.
And people back then, they would say, why you need to protect the environment if we have so many environment around us? We have so many trees, we have river. But I think, my father and my grandmother started this nonprofit, they kind of forced and had a lot of, and little by little, I started learning more about their culture and being able to be there for ceremonies, to be there in the community. And then I moved to United States, live here for a couple years, but always working with projects back home with that tribe. So I was really happy when they officially invited me to be part of that tribe. And I went there with a couple friends and I got initiated into a lip piercing ceremony where they pierce your lip. It was very, very painful, but it made me into quote unquote a man and being part of the tribe. And that really for my desire to keep helping and just making the best out of I can to promote their culture. I have donated with their help, with their assistance and guidance, items to the Smithsonian, to the music museum, and a lot of to Wikipedia. So if you look up Guaraní or Paitotera, a lot of the photos, videos, the descriptions are the ones that we source. So we
Mhm.
try to represent the tribe, but afterwards I also got connected with different tribes around the United States, making friendships, and I realized that there's a lot of values when it comes to the environment, and
Mhm.
that's why I started the Indigenous Earth, kind of like keeping that knowledge alive, making sure that the elders are passing to the youth, and have us environmental protectors.
Yeah. So, well, that is a very, very, very loaded information for your introduction. So much. So, our topic is very interesting, Frank, because it will be voices of the earth, storytelling, indigenous wisdom, global environmental leadership. And I said earlier, you are not a stranger to me. You are really somebody that I've met in person. And thank God to the Climate Reality Project. Back in 2019, March of 2019, that is where we've met. We are part of the leadership core by then former Vice President Al Gore, and we were able to have the opportunity to meet here in Atlanta. And look at us. This is our most favorite photo. We met at the Indigo Hotel in downtown Atlanta. This is Limpayen Sibug Las. She also flew from the Philippines. I hosted her stay while being here. And you were one of those persons that was very, very enthusiastic, very, very much friendly, and you just jump in there. You're not camera shy. And then we just clicked in, and it was a wonderful, truly like wonderful experience of getting to know you. At least we've met in person, and the three of us has really like a common heart and passion for indigenous peoples. We coming from the Philippines, you from your background in another country, and also our connectivity to earth, to environment, to deep culture and values of the indigenous people. So it's an honor to really like get to know you. Yes, you shared bravely about the indigenous earth. You have you have engaged me in your podcast. Can you share more about that podcast? And as you are going to share about what you do, I'm gonna flash some of the photos that you have shared to me. Everything that you wanted to share about storytelling, sustainability, the impact to leadership. How are we trying to empower ourselves first, and how are we putting action? Because I've seen you getting out there doing something for the greater public good, even if you're just alone kayaking, cleaning up rivers, cleaning up these things, and sharing that story. So everything that you wanted to share.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. This is a really cool question. If you can go back one picture when it's all of us.
Mhm.
So the climate cohort such an amazing experience to be there, to meet you and Chairwoman, and being there with such incredible people, and that energy, and learning so much about the environment. What is interesting to me was that I was finishing a documentary about the group of friends that we go out in the water and we collect litter and trash,
Mhm.
and I submitted that documentary for this really big festival out of Colorado, and that festival happened the same time as the cohort in Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
and it just happened to be, and I was like, oh my god, what are the chances that these two things that I want to do this year is the same kind of weekend, right? And time was like progressing and progressing, and I was like, which one am I going to do, and as you know, like you have to buy the tickets in advance. If you buy
Yes.
too late, it's too expensive. So I was like, I had to make a decision. So I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna go to Atlanta because I feel like I'm gonna meet a lot of cool people there.
Mhm.
And I bought the ticket to go there, and I went and made the decision. It's just one of those things that just shows you that a lot of our decisions that we make open doors for us, and
Yeah.
sometimes we don't know what are the doors that are going to open, but it's really listening to your gut, listen to your instinct, to be able to open those doors for you. So I just want to share that about this training that we had.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
look, that was 2019, Frank. And then we of so many people, uh, we did not keep losing contact with each other.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
think because we are grounded with something, and then I think social media, especially Facebook and LinkedIn, kept us connected with, what's going on. It's really easier. So we were able to really leverage social media and strengthen that connection that has been there. And that was 2019. That's like over 6 years ago.
Yeah. Half a lifetime.
So and then you had your Indigenous Earth, and then you have this amazing interaction with so many indigenous peoples that you have collaborated with. So as I'm going to share these photos, Frank, tell us about the work that you do and the heart and the passion of why, because still indigenous peoples globally, we are very much a minority.
Yeah, it's a minority when it comes to people, but a
Mhm.
majority when it comes to conservation. We know that indigenous people are the safeguarders of our environment. And this picture here you can see here, this is an amazing group of young people from different tribes. They're called the Earth Ambassadors. They're through organization called Unity, and I am very blessed to be able to mentor them and help them promote their projects. Amazing, incredible projects, and to me, it's so inspiring to see these young people that they face sometimes a lot of challenges, a lot of hurdles, but it's
Mhm.
still press on to help their community, to help their environment, and to me, it's very inspiring. So I'm really happy to be able to share and to help them. And this one here is a picture. So we started the podcast, as you mentioned, around 5 years ago,
Mhm.
and it's been incredible. We have reached, almost 100,000 downloads.
Mhm.
We've been able to really share that knowledge, but I realize that a lot of knowledge has been lost because of that connection between the elders and the youth.
Youth.
So this year, 2025, we start promoting workshops across the globe. And
Mhm.
this one here is a picture of a workshop that we did in my home country of Paraguay, Chaco.
Wow, wow. That is simply, how you're able to connect and make an impact for a whole lot of the younger generations. So, you are a storyteller. What to you is storytelling? Why is it very effective in mobilizing, in inspiring others to take action?
Yeah, storytelling is very important is because it's all we remember. Because
Mhm.
when we share facts and numbers, it just goes to one year and out the other year. But when
Mhm.
you tell stories, those stories they stuck and you remember them. And this is something that I always share when we are going to meet with legislators or have any kind of event, is being able to share those stories. And this one here is an event that I've been helping with my previous job called Alianza Center. We did Eco Fiesta, where we brought different community members to know about the environmental projects that are happening around their neighborhood. And then this one here was the first one we did, and we had four fiestas so far.
Mhm. And this is in Florida?
This is in Orlando, Florida.
Wow. And then this is like, I think, in another
Yeah, this one here
community.
is in Uganda. The youth there, they were able to meet up with an elder that was 81 years old, and he
Mhm.
was teaching them about food forest and how to plant trees they had fruits to eat.
Wow.
Yep, this one here is a cleanup that we're doing with our friends. We've been having this group for about 15 years now. We go over the weekends and clean different rivers and lakes. I try to go as much as I can. Sometimes I'm really exhausted by the end of the week, but anytime that I'm there in the water is amazing. It's a really cool way to recharge.
It's humankind. Look
Humankind,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
look
This
at
this
the
this was a cool experience that they got us this van to drive over upstate New York to record a sound of birds. So this
Mm.
was sponsored by Lenovo. They make laptops, and the
Mhm.
idea behind it is that this van had everything that you need to work remote. So they had fast internet, laptops, computers. So me and my wife, we will go during the day, work or 9 to 5, and then look on the map and then go to the next location, camp there, and take out the bird recorder on the evening, and we recorded the whole night. And we
Oh,
just got to visit a lot of cool places in upstate New York, and seen a lot of good things that like, for example, there was this place we went to, and this guy, he had a giant whale bone that he had us smell, and it's kind of interesting that whale bones smell like roses.
oh.
It's like a really cool sensory,
I have a friend who is into bird watching, and she is a traveler. She's a lawyer and environmentalist. I think I'll have to really like connect you both. She's based in the Philippines, but she loves bird watching, and she's very much into environment advocacies as well. So here are some more of these photos that I
Yep.
was able to like get, and look at this. Is this part of the workshop too? Look at
Yep.
how, yeah, this kid, is this also in Paraguay or
Well, this is in Panama. This one here
Panama?
was one of our first workshops that we done in Panama with one of our podcast guests, Elizabeth, that she was able to organize for the kids to learn about the animals and plants around them. And later on, they went and they did a cleanup of one of the lakes. So those workshops are phenomenal, and they don't cost a lot to do,
Mm.
but I always strive for the kids to have something to eat, breakfast, lunch, a little gift, and I try not to impose strict curriculum. I really
Mhm.
want the local knowledge to be passed
Yes,
down the best way for the youth.
yes. It has to be structured based on how they are able to cope with the learning,
Yep.
and the learning that is really like conducive to the nature and to their context, to their context. So it will not be like super far into them. And is this also in Panama? I'm sorry, I have
No, it's fine. This one here is in Paraguay.
this.
Yeah, this one here is in Paraguay.
Oh,
This one here, it was a really cool one, and we're able to use some of the money that we had to be able to do a feeding for the whole community because they were having some hunger issues.
mhm.
So we were able to help in that way too.
And this is in partnership and in collaboration with other groups, local
Yep.
and also international.
Yep. Yep. Local groups.
Yeah. So the power of that, the leadership, the leadership, the leadership impact of these organizations, Frank, it has to be part of their mission and their vision in order for them to make a difference and do the collaboration, right?
Yeah. So some of these organizations are just really one person that has a lot of context. They're able to move things around. Sometimes, leadership is not about the title you have, but the
Mhm.
things that you do.
Yeah. The action that you take.
Yep.
It's a verb. It's not a
Yep.
noun. So speaking of action, so
Here's JM,
beyond our comfort zone, this is
superstar.
JL. And look, he is based in the Philippines. I'm here in Atlanta. You were in Florida, but we were able to impact the life of JM. And because why we are supportive of JM is because of the commonality thing of environment. And for him, and it is about his creative creations, right? Hold on, my slide is like passing on. So this is J.M. Ganuan, and he is based in the Philippines. And pretty much he makes fashion out of raw materials and or discarded natural resources that are just like out there. And then he made it fun photo shoot. He is a professional, but this is the kind of thing that like when I first like saw it, I was like just amazed of the creative mind, that is put behind it. And JM has been featured in some of the national TV programs that featured his skill. And Frank, I'm very 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 happy that you took the action to actually like beyond just saying hi JM, you're doing a great job, you're doing environment, you're taking action. you're taking action and you gathered together some of these friends, and one of those assistants that you have provided, JM did not have any sewing machine. So you were able to send it to him and some materials that he could make use of to hone his skills in moving. How what why you don't meet the person. I just introduced you the person, but why is it resonating so much to you?
Yeah, for sure. And in this picture here, you can see Laura, who
Mm,
was my mentor in the climate reality training. She
mm,
was able to donate some money, some fabric, some sewing machine that
mm,
we were able to send with JM. So we sent like two sewing machines,
mhm.
fabrics, clothes, everything. And the
Mannequin and the
yeah,
mannequin, remember?
yep. And, yep, and a mannequin too. Yeah, we were able to send a mannequin because Jane was only working on his body. He didn't have like a mannequin to work.
Mm,
And the reason that I feel like I can support JM as best as I can is because JM is very talented. It's one of
yes.
those gifts that people have that are, really on the next level, and being able to do everything organically because the fashion industry is
Mm,
very wasteful to fabrics, to water pollution, is a disaster. So having that ability to be able to create fashion out of organic materials, or materials that are around you in such a beautiful and really creative ways, is just, to me, is unbelievable.
mm,
And JM is also a person that has such a good heart because they
yes.
always looking to help their community. This is where we were able to partner to do another workshop with the youth, and they were able to
Draw
uh,
something.
draw. They were learning about local plants
Local
and
plant.
plants that had medicinal capabilities.
This, yes.
So yeah, so this is, JM is always giving back to their community, and here they're planting the trees, and that's where I'm happy to support. I'm
Mhm.
actually preparing a couple boxes to send to the Philippines. Thank you so much for teaching me how to send those boxes. I have to say that is it's incredible how easy it is to send those donation boxes. I recommend, if you're listening to this in the United States and you donate regularly to Goodwill,
Mhm.
don't do it. Just save them up, put in
Good.
a box, send in the Philippines, because these things are not going to be sold here or wasted. This is going
Mhm.
to be going to people that really appreciate it, and it's not expensive to send boxes. So if you're listening to this in the United States, please send a box to the Philippines. You make a big difference there.
Yeah. And the importance of really like getting to know
Yep.
who you are helping with.
Yep.
Because JM is one of my online mentees on project management. And as I said earlier, Limpayen is our cohort, with the climate reality project. So she is also helping JM scale JM's creativity to Manila.
Yep.
So Limpayen is also part of my ACT International Consulting LLC, like in project management. So JM, I'm coaching him with respect to project management, the skills online. So, templates, what he has to do, how to get it done, because he has a skill, but it's just adding parts of this where, he might not have thought and how to do it strategically. That's where I'm coming from. So these three are my mentees. Jessica is my first leadership mentee. Then Boy Limpayen is also part of it. But they're all in my project management mentee. And we have done so many projects actually online, and they have implemented it online. And it's mostly like for me guidance on how to get it done. So that project management skills, the PMP that I've talked to you, I was able to put it into action in a way of sharing these concepts and how to make them happen. So Limpayen, who is very good now that she's done with her term as the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples Chairwoman. She's now part of TRICAP. It's the Tribal Association of the Philippines. It's an umbrella organization, Frank, that I think it would be great for you to get in touch and collaborate again. So she is engaging those that these two that I have not met in person, but they are empowering. So, as we said, leadership is all about action. It's all about inspiring people to take action. They took action. Now, JM's fashion, thanks to your mannequin, that he was able to, prefabricate or pre-fashion it, because he has already something that he could put on. This is just like part of those models that he was able to engage in the fashion. Look at that. Look at that.
That is
Creative,
amazing.
you know.
And I can see that they're rocking their traditional attire too. That's beautiful.
Yes, yes. So they, Limpayen, she we share a whole lot of idea, but then she's putting it into action. So she engaged the different organizations that she is part of, and then put them into something. And this is not any ordinary mall. This is one famous mall in the Philippines where people can just like come and go publicly. They were able to engage models, and models who were able to, like, show these creative skills, although they are not really wearable, but they are raising awareness of sometimes those things that we discard in our environment. If you put them into something creative, they're actually beautiful. And I think that is what JM's skill is is all about. So again, this is like JM, and that is Limpayen. That is how we're able to roll and do things together. And then we have this another partnership. You bridge this. I did not know Angel. You know Angel. And then you also like bridge JM for the hosting of Miss Puerto Rico, Miss Earth contestant who flew to the Philippines. And while she is en route to the Philippines, UI and Angel was able to gather together people and meet her at the airport and give her the best welcoming party to the Philippines. Look at that.
Yes, that was awesome. Yeah, Angel, a great communication visionary,
Mm,
won many awards. He is really involved with beauty pageants, and
mm,
he came to me. He's like, "Hey, let's meet with the Miss Earth Puerto Rico. She's gonna be going to another contest, and maybe we can bounce some ideas on her platform and the things that she's working on to raise awareness about the issues in Puerto Rico with the water." So I was like, "Great." And then I found out that the contest or the pageant was going to be in the Philippines, and I was like, this is amazing because we have JM in the Philippines. So yeah, we met, we got together, and with your help, you're able to get all these people to be there for her welcoming. And
at the
I think it was really cool because I don't think a lot of the other pageant had that opportunity or that experience to be greeted by the love of the people of the Philippines. So it was an amazing, and this is something that we discussed before. The links between Puerto Rico and Philippines is something very close together. So it was kind of cool to make that bridge and have that welcoming. And then JM got to meet the Miss Earth Puerto Rico, and that was a phenomenal experience for JM and for her.
And these are indigenous peoples, Frank. So
Yep.
getting back again to our focus, which is empowering indigenous peoples. See, without their indigenous attires and stuff, we are just as just like you and I, normal. But when you put on something that is of your culture proudly, of course, you are looking different. Look, she got something. This is my aunt. This is like part of my cousin. So I was able to mobilize. They went there dawn, like very early morning. They were so excited. They have to wake up. They have to wake up, and they were able to make the tarp and order the tarp in less than 24 hours. But you see this way, so like leadership is about inspiring others to take action. They are just so happy that they were given the opportunity to meet an international pageant title holder coming to the Philippines for the very first time, and then have that opportunity to welcome her. So it's a win-win situation because we Filipinos, we love pageants. It's
Yeah.
part of our it's part of our culture. Beauty
Yeah.
pageant here and there is really like big part of our culture. And for them, they were so amazed. Look at how this is JM. So she got actually two meet and greet. This is the first part for those who were able to make it to the airport. Then they went on to a Mall of Asia. I think this is the biggest mall in the Philippines. And then this is JM, Jared B, and Jessica again, and members of the team. And again, Boy Limpayen is very instrumental because she provided the transportation for
Yep.
JM and team and organized these other people to, provide the local like transport.
Yeah.
Like, look at how tall Miss Bianca is. But I bet in her lifetime, she will not forget her experience in the Philippines.
No. Yep. For
You know,
sure.
beyond the pageantry, it's really like meeting local people. And then she was gifted, all of these things that she could not have thought thought about. So this is something that, as I said, we have to be very, very thankful for the opportunity, Frank, on how you as a person meeting here in Atlanta, and we just been communicating, and we use the social media. We leverage the power of social media for us to stay connected, share our common advocacies, and then engage other people along the way.
Yeah, I mean, you said it is interesting how everything kind of came together, and I appreciate you bringing us here and kind of discussing those things because sometimes it's good to pause and reflect and see the trajectory and how the branching of all the different projects that we have done. It's incredible. We have done a lot in different areas, and I think that it's just the beginning, and we're gonna continue working for the indigenous people in the Philippines and over the world. So thank you.
Yep, and I'm excited as well for you connecting it to Mr. Cito and stuff. It's just like my guidance always for mentees is that trust is very important. Credibility is very important because more than anything, you cannot buy them. You
Yep.
cannot, you cannot, you cannot buy them. You have to earn that trust and credibility and how you interact with people. And me, I connect people from different walks of life, and that is just really my role. For whatever you agree, you have to be responsible for whatever that agreement is.
Yep.
And always my guidance is just you have to be very open and upfront and honest in the conversation, so that no one will be feeling deceived and or not understanding or not knowing. And I don't have money, as I said to people, I don't have money to give or to share stuff, but I have wealth, and that wealth is friends, and that wealth is the credibility that I built over the years that people can vouch on. And that's why when I connect people together, they do great things. My happiness is that you're doing something great, and you're doing it because you love doing something out of what you got, either your connections, either your resources, but you're happy of giving back. And for you, Frank, it is, I think, why we are able to sustain the friendship is because of the common grounds and the passion that we have. It's it's selfless. We're trying to connect and lift voices, especially of the indigenous peoples, because mostly our voices are unheard. And we're always like trying to say that you have the platform. We now have this avenue. Why not use this for us indigenous peoples to talk about us? Because for so long, so many people are talking about us, Frank. But how
Yep.
many indigenous peoples are really doing the talking about us ourselves?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you, and like I said, is I want to thank you again for bringing us together and having all these great projects and um it's interesting to see all the different mentees that you have all over the world and all the impact that you're doing. You have a great network, and I agree with you. We have to continue helping and supporting, and to me is one of those things that I got very very sick one time, and you come to the realization, of that saying that says, a healthy person has 1,000 wishes, a
Mm,
sick person only has one, right?
mm,
And being able to be healthy, you realize that life is short, and you have to give as much as you can, because at the end of the day is the impact you have on other people that makes a difference. They can make you go to bed with a smile on your face, and be there, because everything else is superfluous. So if you're
yes.
able to give, if you're able to donate, if you're able to mentor, if you're able to pick up the phone and call a friend, text a friend, like a Facebook, comment, all those
Mhm.
little things, they can go a long way for somebody else. So just
Definitely.
just give as much as you can. And the great thing is that as much as you give to others, the more you get fulfilled,
Mhm.
right?
The happiness.
It happens. And I think there's a fear of us holding, is like, I don't want to give because I don't want my cup to be empty. But
Mhm.
when you realize that there is no cup, there's only a flow of energy, and you're just a conductor, and you're
Mm.
able to let go and open your hand and let that energy go, that you'll find happiness, and that's what it's all about.
You're just an empty vessel.
Yep.
Frank, I wanted, because I'm from the Philippines, before we end up, I wanted you to say something in your native language,
Okay.
from Paraguay, for
Yeah.
however it is, your greetings and whatever encouragement. But I wanted to hear it in your own language.
Well, man, I'm kind of rusty, but I can say, she abu a
Mhm.
hashe aguje. I am very happy and I'm very thankful.
Oh, that is so awesome. Well, in my language, in my Filipino language, so as we would say, thanks is salamat. So that's what I'll have to say is, thanks is salamat, bong salamat. And as I said, this is my indigenous self right here that you see in the photo. I think you've seen me in the climate reality. Me and Limpayen, we were dressed in our indigenous persona because we wanted to document that we attended in one of the days of the 3 days event that we had. One of those days we were in our indigenous persona, and we are so proud of that. And the that kind of commonality, I think, is something that will really like sustain our friendship and sustain our collaboration. Because in all of these things that we're doing, if there's no sustainability, friend, they'll just like water down. If you're just doing this advocacy just because it is a spur of the moment, there's not going to be sustainability. But I think for us, what sustains us is because we are passionate, we're living the life, and also we are imparting that kind of life unto others. So it does not end to us. We have our next generations. I have my two younger kids right here. They are half Filipino Americans, but they know that part of them is the Blaan Indigenous Peoples Group. They can maybe speak one or two phrases, but they know that their mommy is part of an indigenous people's culture because they see it in what I wear, they see with the people with who I interact with, and the things that I'm able to do. So, it's like not telling people, but sharing life. I'm not telling people to do this and that. I'm just sharing what I have. And based on my experience. And if people will be happy, and if people would wanted to collaborate and do things, do great things, that is my happiness. So for you, Frank, bong salamat, maraming salamat. Thank you so much for taking action. I never thought that bridging youth with there's so many people around the world. We might not be a blessing to so many, but we can be a blessing to one consistently, that is focused with theirs, because there's the connectivity and your passion. You never know how much your help and your friends and your family's help to the life of JM, and how JM is beyond the fashion, is the compassion for earth, is the compassion for being proud as an indigenous person. Beyond the clap and the glamour of his creativity is him being grounded that what he got is a blessing, actually. So any message for JM or for Limpayen, because they're in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful people. Just want to say thank you for being there for us and being part of this beautiful movement that we're doing, and helping others. Just we're just vessels connecting to a higher cause into this earth, and just appreciate it and keep it, and make sure to replenish that energy too. To be, as we say, to be sustainable, we have to replenish that energy and be near that source, so that way we can keep doing the thing that we're doing.
Yeah. And it's not going to be impossible when Limpayin is going to be back here in the USA, and or maybe we'll have an event where we can engage JM. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
It's not, it's the possibilities can be endless. It's just maybe a matter of time and also a matter of opportunity and the environment that at that particular time and the need. Because I have not seen anything in the US right now that, like, the fashion show that Limpayan did in engaging JM. I don't know if, maybe if you and your organization in Florida, you have nice stuff and creative things. It's just a matter of visa, and it's just a matter of inviting a resource and do creative stuff. Limpayin now has more time to really like do collaboration, so I believe that it can happen in time, at the right
Yep.
timing, at the right opportunity, at the right network. But while we are waiting for that opportunity and time, we keep on doing things what that we can. And JM has proven himself. I've always like told him, like, integrity, trust. When those things you hold them dear and you're always transparent to your partners, blessings will just come in place and they will just be flowing abundantly. And you got a skill that you can really hone. And the things that other people are seeing that he does not have, he's been blessed by the skill that he have. So I told Frank, we might not be a blessing to hundreds or thousands, but if we can be a blessing to one, and that one person makes an impact to a whole community, that's our happiness. And JM is an example of that. And I believe that he's not just going to be the one. We'll
Yep.
have to be like more. So, Bong Salamat again. Thank you so much. It's 9:10. We started at around the same time. So, we did it for an hour. Indeed. Bong Salamat, Frank. Happy, happy, advance happy new year to you, your family, your friends, everybody that you are able to connect with. And I'm blessed and honored to call you a friend.
Oh, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And like you said, we can be a blessing to many people, but if we can blessing to one, it makes a difference. That's why I wear this. This is the hummingbird, the colibri, because of the
Mhm,
story of the great fire that we had, and
mhm,
all the animals were running away. But the hummingbird kept going to the river and grabbing the water and putting in the fire. And one of the
mhm,
animals was laughing at that. It was saying, why you think you're gonna make a difference in the fire? But it's like, I'm not making a difference for putting out the fire, but I'm making my part. And that's all we can do. So thank you so much for having me here. Thank you to all those people that we mentioned on this call.
mhm.
There's very impactful people. There's other people we haven't mentioned. And yeah, let's keep in touch. And good luck to everyone. Good blessings. And we talk to you soon.
Yeah. And Frank, you are open to indigenous peoples who would wanted to be part of your Indigenous Earth podcast.
Yep.
How can they reach you?
Yeah, they can reach me on social media. They can send me a message. They can email me. You can put it on the show descriptions. And yeah, I'll be happy
You'll be happy.
to have them and hear their story. And barefoot challenge is something that we have to bring back for 2026.
Yes. Yes, that's why it's like, for me, this leadership speaker series is my way of giving back and document.
Yeah.
Primarily, the goal is document and share. That's just it. And whoever will be able to access it by Facebook, YouTube, and the links and stuff, our next generation stuff, this sharing of knowledge and sharing our passion, I hope it will also ignite other people to take action the way that they can in their own creative ways, because our experience is different from theirs, and our exposure and our awakening is different from people. But one thing is for sure, we take action no matter how small, how big, depending on the opportunity that is presented to us. We never dare to say no. We say yes, and we make it happen.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter what title you have or where
Yes,
you are in life, you can always act. Thank you.
yes.
Aguche.
Thank you. Bye bye.